All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to... Okay. Forgot to put my headphones on. I was literally just trying to find parking spots for Paul McCartney tonight, which I realized this morning is going to be a challenge because it's at US Bank Stadium where the Minnesota Vikings play their games, and parking's like $65 there. So trying to find somewhere that's close enough because I'm bringing my mom. It's close enough for her to walk without, being insanely expensive. But anyway, yeah, we're going to see Paul McCartney tonight. I'm super excited for that. So I'm keeping this stream a little shorter. As you can see, we're only doing, probably less than an hour or so. So also, I have another gig this weekend, tomorrow, that I need to set up for a little bit tonight before I go to the show. So, yeah, that's why the stream will be a little shorter. But Ollie, Michael, Purple Dracos, Head of On Nord, Beep Boop, welcome. Good to see you guys. Yeah, it was a big investment, but my mom saw the Beatles back in, the 1965 or whatever, when they came, actually 64, I think, whenever they came to what is now the Mall of America, but I think it was like Met Stadium or something. I don't remember what it was called, but she saw them way back then. So the Beatles are really special to her. They're one of her favorite bands from being a kid. So I want to take her to see Paul because this might be his last tour. Who knows? So, how often you get to see a legend like that. Anyway, let's get this party started here. Ian, welcome. It's good to see you. Hope you're all doing well. My allergies are kind of bad today, so hopefully I won't be sniffling too much on stream. But yeah, let's get this started. We have a new band here. To me, I don't think that we've seen them before on the channel, but here's the link. The band is called The Tiger, and it looks like they have a new album. They're going to release an album to be announced at some point in the future. But this song roughly translates to Anywhere the Wind Blows, or Where the Wind Blows, kind of going with the flow. Seems to be the general meaning of the title, so we'll go with that. And let's check this out. Love her smoky voice. Right away, it kind of reminds me of like the Rolling Stones or that type of bluesy classic rock. Playing a Gretsch. That little growl. Nice. Love how they shared the mic. I know it's just for the video, but that reminds me of the Beatles too. I don't know. I guess that's a good way to get a good mix of the vocals, because if it sounds good live and you're sharing a mic, then you'll have like a perfect blend, right? As long as you're standing equally distant from the mic. Telly sounds so good. Shout out to Dr. Telly, man. I don't think he's here, but that is some nice tone. Like, such nice sustain. Oh, early AC/DC. Interesting. Oh, wow. Little nod to Twist and Shout right there. That ending. Nice. That's pretty cool. Yeah, Ollie, I didn't even think of that. When you share a mic, you won't get any phasing issues. If there's any mic bleed. Huh. Yeah, I guess there's a lot of benefits. That's why sometimes, like, if I'm recording drums and it's not going to be a stereo mix, I'll only use one overhead mic because then I don't have to worry about the phasing. Or when I do stereo pairs, I think thanks to Bjorn for telling me to do this, which I should have thought of before, but doing the X pattern on overhead mics, so they're both of the, the tips are in the same spot, just facing different directions, instead of having them on opposite sides of the kit and having to worry about how far they are from the snare and stuff. But anyway, okay. Enough yapping about that. Oh, Ryan saw them live in Japan? Dude, that's so sick. I was curious how long they've been together. This is from January of this year. But they are a relatively small band still. 4,400 subscribers. Looks like they've been on YouTube over 6 years. That's kind of crazy. They don't look like they're old enough to be on YouTube that long. Anyway, really like their sound. The singer has a cool, soulful voice. I really enjoyed. So, hope you enjoyed that as well. Now, we're going to head over to Twitch and get to the requests. We've only got a handful, because like I said at the start of the stream, I'm trying to keep it a little shorter. Actually, a lot shorter today. Under an hour, so I can get the things done that I need to do before going to the concert. But thank you for being here. I'll see you over on Twitch. Links in the description as always.